My name's Adrian Steirn. I'm a photographer. I was born in Sydney, Australia, 1979, but I've been living here in South Africa for the last 7 years. I shoot a lot of wildlife. I shoot a lot of short films and portraits of iconic, incredible human beings. This project started about 5 or 6 years ago and has now gone out to about 130 million people around the world. During that time, we've shot all sorts of different stuff. I run an agency, work with an agency in Cape Town called Ginkgo Agency. Very, very talented group of guys who are basically like my family. And we do a huge amount of work here, huge amount of work overseas, and really, really love South Africa.
Okay, so this is a portrait like the whole world knows this. And I wanted to know, how does it feel to shake this man's hand? How does it feel to tell him your name? And I mean, how was it? What did he say?
Incredible. He loved the project. He saw the other photos. Obviously wonderful to spend time with him. I spent quite a bit of time with him over the last 4 or 5 years of his life, and spent his birthdays and was able to shoot this portrait of him. But to be honest with you, part of this project was also celebrating these other people as well. So to show that South Africa was not just this one man, this narrative of Nelson Mandela, but a narrative of a greater community. But obviously, the whole world knows Nelson Mandela, and he was and is, I guess, the most iconic figure of the late 20th century. And he meant so much to this country, and he meant so much to, I think, the world as a representation of the human spirit. And of course, so for me, huge honour to be able to meet him. But it was just as much an honour for me to meet these incredible people in the project.
If you could give like the name of the 3 or 5 other icons that impacted you most.
For me, Philip Tobias, who's no longer with us, was an incredible human being, just a wonderful South African. Lillian Singo, Kumi Naidoo, John Carney, Hugh Masekela. I mean, that man is the coolest man alive. I'd never met Hugh. Comes up to me, cuddles me, makes you feel just makes you feel good to be a human being. And then you had people like Shabalala, Evelina Shabalala. She was just the warmest, most wonderful person, and we really sort of we made friends with these people. We experienced a cross section of South Africa that not many people get to experience firsthand, and it was just wonderful to sit down and interview Kentridge, to go to Nadine Gordimer's house, to spend time, to call Yvonne Shaka Shaka your friend, to listen to Johnny Clegg, we spent quite a bit of time with Gary Player, all these really wonderful South Africans. And the big thing for us is to show that South Africa is a really positive place that's living in the now, that is resourceful, that has so much to offer.
How does a man like you define creativity?
Creativity is independent thought. You think independently, you're thinking creatively.
Do you think there's anything else too?
Yeah, of course. I mean, life is. I think when you are that person, you speak to any of these people, nobody thinks that they've achieved so much. Nobody thinks that they're extraordinary. They just are who they are. This man was just a grandfather, was just a great-grandfather, was just a father to his family. And so for me, it's just experiencing every single part of life, trying to give back to the community that we live in, not in a righteous way but in a way where here in South Africa, if you isolate yourself, it makes it very difficult. So we have no choice but to live together, to make this work, and to sort of grab each other by the hand and say, we're moving forward, we're living in the now. Thank you. Appreciate your time. My name is Adrian Steirn, and I am creative and moving.
Made to fly.co.za